Hello, welcome to day 3 in the PHP web framework vlog series. So, in the previous video, it was actually the first day that we started coding, and we're just wrapping a few things up. And one suggestion that was made by, let's just reload this, that was made by a YouTube viewer was to create a sort of like a setup video, or in these videos to create or show the setup process of setting up the web framework. And it's actually sort of one of our things like documentation and some install setup file. The install setup file wanted that to be some sort of script, like maybe some sort of Python script. That's not going to happen yet. That's going to be a bit further down the road. But the documentation, what my plan is, what I've also done is just added this section here for blog, because I think blog functionality is very common. Obviously not as fully fledged as WordPress, but just some sort of basic CMS in there, because again, a lot of websites have a very basic blog, and it'll lend well with these other things that we're doing here, the commenting system and the forum, especially the commenting system, because the blog, most likely the blog post relate to comment. Oh shit, sorry, I almost knocked over my water bottle. The blog, like a blog post, will most likely allow you to comment on that blog post. I'm sure you use the commenting system. A forum, so if you have a post in a forum, will most likely allow you to comment on that post, aka using the commenting system. So the commenting system is going to be very, very crucial to these two things. But I want to get the commenting system and the forum in the framework, then I'm going to basically green light it as version 1.0.0 alpha, and that's when I'm going to start creating documentation. So I'm still not too sure where I should really be creating documentation over like the vlog series, because it might be a bit like too boring almost, but I'll decide what the sketch is with that, because again it depends on how deep I want to go with the documentation, because realistically every single method that you can use from the classes needs to be documented at some point. So it's better that they get done now than later. And I would also like test files, which we've sort of already got essentially. If I go into the code, if we go to app views, this is essentially test code. This needs to probably be a bit more organized, commented slightly better, but this essentially is, well, test code. This shows you how to create a login page, a logout page, a register page. So we've essentially got the tests already. So I think instead of going down the tests in the test folder route, I might go down this route, having views, because at the end of the day, anything that you see will be a view. So I might just have different views for these different functionality, and that way the user can go in there and say, okay, I want these pages, don't want these, remove them, unlink them from the, they would unlink them from the controller. And then they would say, okay, from this I want to modify the front end slightly, integrate Bootstrap, Foundation, or whatever, do this with it. I want to add a bit of extra sort of check-in, or I want to change the error messages or whatever. But essentially the structure will be there to support, well, this is the register form. So yeah, I'm very, I'm confident that that is probably the way to go. Instead of creating tests, create sort of view examples, but documentation is definitely important. So in this video, I'm going to start the commenting system. I'm going to open up Sublime. Actually, you know what? I want to open up Sublime. Yeah, might as well open up Sublime, because it is recording, definitely, yes. What I want to do is, as I mentioned, a Reddit user, when I asked how I should go about the creation of a commenting system, a forum, they said what we should have is, for, let's say you have, okay, I'll open up, probably be best if I can help visualize this. I think one of the best ways will be to go to Sonar Learning and youtube.com. Sonar Learning, if I go to just any sort of post really, and so okay, so this essentially is the core post. Then anything after that is a comment on this core post. So this is the unique thing that ties these comments to, well, this page. These comments don't appear on other posts because they're unique to this. So they have the ID of this particular topic, which is 586. And if we go here and we watch a video, which video should I? Actually, you know what? I'm going to go on my channel. I don't want any sort of copyright violation or any issue like that. So I'm just going to open up. Okay, so I'll open up the PHP Web Framework Day 2. Pause it because I don't want any audio. So in here we got some comments. Ignore nesting for now, for this little conversation that we're having, because Sonar Learn doesn't support nesting at the moment. I actually really want to recreate Sonar Learn from the ground up, recreate sonarsystem.co.uk from the ground up, and using the framework is gonna help a whole heap. And because one of the beauties that I found creating this framework, I've been creating it, I've been implementing features for the framework and not for a project. When I was doing Sonar Learning, because I was creating a project, and though there wasn't a certain urgency in terms of date that you had to launch by, there was always, you know, an urgency in like myself, that because I wanted to see that product and I knew there was going to be an initial launch. Whereas with the PHP framework, I know there's going to be an initial version 1.0.0 alpha and an initial beta and an initial version 1, but I'm using the framework in production websites now. It's okay, it's fine for that sort of stuff. It's just lacking features, but I'm trying not to implement features whilst using it in another project, because that way it'll prevent me from really taking shortcuts to implement the features. It'll prevent me from doing really bad code and just fudging it together, whereas this way I can just spend time on it. Because I remember there was a couple of things earlier on when I was trying to get things set up, and it took ages, like days and days. One or two of them took like a week or two to get done, but I just stuck to it. I made sure I didn't do any sort of shortcuts. I just stuck to it till it got done. Whereas if I was doing it for a production site, whether it's for a client or for us, I would have taken a shortcut. So I like that route of just creating it for a framework. So yeah, like I was saying, with both of these, they have a unique ID. So they got this unique ID, and the unique sort of thing they're linked to. This is linked to this video. This is linked to this post. So at the core system, so comment system, you would have an ID. This would be auto increment, this would be int auto increment primary unique comment system, and then you would have the, should I call it parent ID, or I'm going to say post ID, because if it's, let's say, parent ID, parent ID is fine, and this will be an int, and yeah, this is fine. This will be an int. So this is essentially referring to this right here. I should actually, so I'm actually going to rename this to comments. I'm going to have one for comments. because the parent might not be a video, might not be a post. It is dependent on what your project is. For now, so this is fine. So my parent ID will be some sort of int. That may vary. You could potentially in the future, if let's say the project that you're using this for starts growing, as you can see, YouTube is using a mixture of characters because obviously they have more sort of video that can be realistically represented by a number based on the sort of size that they're storing a number in. So we've got parent ID. What other sort of data would we need? We would obviously need user ID, and this would be the person who posted it. We would also need timestamp, and for the timestamp, I believe PHP my admin. If we go to PHP web framework, if we go to like user, for example, structure, I've called this as joined. Okay, that's in all fairness very more than a fair enough. Okay, posted, time posted. But then you could say date, but time is a more accurate representation because time refers to date as well. So time posted, and this was just an int 32. For user ID, this would be 11. For parent ID, I think I should just have this as 11. And for this, I'm just going to have this as 11. You can obviously increase these values. 11, size of 11 is pretty big. If your application starts getting bigger, you can increase these. That's not a problem at all. If we go back to YouTube, so we've got the user, we've got the what's it called, the time that is posted. We obviously need the description, and for this I'm going to put, should I use a varchar? No, actually I think there's a better format. If I go to, let's say, change the email address, for example, there is, okay, oh damn it, no. So this was initially, it is varchar 767. So you could do tiny text, text, medium text, long text. Actually, what's the difference? Varchar versus text, SQL. I'm going to use text in SQL. PHP, I mean, okay, what's the length of a text? MySQL text size, 65,533 characters. It's quite a bit. I want to actually know what that sort of, how much text that actually is that realistically? Actually, you know what, 65,000, when, yeah, it's more than enough when you think about it. So this should be text. You will also need, okay, they've got some sort of thumbs up, thumbs down system. Sonar Learning have a star and a heart system. So this is where it sort of starts becoming dependent on what you're looking for. Because if, for example, I went onto IGM forum, I went onto Engadget, so IGN, let's go to Engadget. Go to any post really, and if I go to the, can I actually see the comments? So yeah, they've got a thumbs up, thumbs down, and reply. I think I should do the same, because if I think if you want to change it, you can change it at a later date. I think that'll be the simplest way of doing it. And let's just have a look at what IGN does, which is not their own forum system anyway. I'm pretty sure it's somebody else's, and they honestly don't even have it. Thumbs up, thumbs down system from where I can see, unless you have to log in. Okay. So register. Okay. Yeah, they don't even have a thumbs up, thumbs down system. So you're getting into this point where should it have it, should it not have it? And it really does obviously depend on the sort of website you're going for. I thought this would have had it, in all fairness. But in all fairness, this is a forum. This is what like an actual forum is. This is a content system on a blog. So there you can actually, sorry. Yes, sorry about that. Okay. I think I'm going to miss out thumbs up, thumbs down for now. That's something that we could add at a later date, and that could actually be something that you could enable or disable within your system. So we've got no thumbs up, no thumbs down. I think we've covered everything then. We in here got, obviously you got a like system, which is the hard system. This is the date posted. Okay, another thing, do you want your user to be able to edit a post? If so, I think we need time edited, and this will be an int 32, and this will default to 0, and if it is defaulted to 0, that means it has not been edited. None of the others can be blank or default. This will auto increment. So yeah, I think that's pretty good for the actual, like, each comment. Also, now we need some sort of level, and this will be, like I said, Sonar Learning doesn't have the concept at the moment of nested comments, like being able to reply to a comment. You can only respond to like a particular post, whereas on YouTube you can, for example, this would be like the root comment, then I responded to that root comment, actually, and then obviously I could respond to this, I could respond to that. And I think what we need, like a Reddit user said, allow the developer to choose how many levels they want the user to be able to go down. Levels minimum of 1, because that will mean that you can have one root comment on a particular post, whether it's a video, whether it's an actual blog post or some sort of question on a forum. Actually, let's have a look how Stack Overflow does it as well. That's a very big forum. What we want is one with a whole heap of answers, like a shit ton of them. Hot. Oh yeah, let's try the first one. Yeah, they do have quite a unique way, in all fairness, of doing it. Not the biggest fan of the way Stack Overflow does it, but they do have a unique way. Yeah, they got an up and down system, which you obviously need to log in for. But apart from that, they do have an up and down system. They got an edited thing, and all of this, like right here, showing the user's thumbnail, showing their name, some stats about them. We've got that covered because we got the user ID in there. From the user ID we can get anything, any data essentially that we have about the user that is linked to that user ID. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, in terms of level, so if you were to put a level of 2, that would mean you can have a root comment. So a level of 2 would allow comment to be like so, then for you to be able to respond, but you can do this again as well. I'm going to put change this response to, but you cannot do this. This would not be allowed at all. Whereas if so this is level 2, so like we're making a game. Level like 5, for example, would be something like comment, response, and response. You could have 5 nested comments. So okay, if we put a level in there, and we'll put this as an int of 11. Okay, how would you do that in code? Actually, for now, let's just worry about creating this. So that's honestly that's the commenting system. I think we'll nail down, because anything that you're linking it to, whether it's this or this, really starts falling into the realm of forum, because obviously this is definitely a forum, this isn't, but it's in the realm of that, because you would have forum, you would have sort of videos or whatever it is, then below that you would have comments, and the commenting system would essentially be the same. Obviously, like I say, you can add features, take away features, you can modify accordingly, but I think that's we're in a decent position here. So comments. Now what, I'm gonna create the database with this idea in mind. So if I go to localhost, I'm gonna create a new table. I'm gonna call this comments, and I need to add how many. I need 2, 4, 6, 7 columns. We got 4, so I need to add another 3 columns. So it needs to be actually they're pretty much all int. So int 11, 32, and this is the text. This is 11. This is called ID, parent ID. Actually, one second. We got this level. Okay, the level will be the current level that it is on, I guess. Current level, because what we'll do is this will, well, in the configuration you'll set the actual level itself. So we'll have a separate config for forum, because I mean commenting system, because I'm sure that will be you doing a bunch of configuration sort of properties for just the commenting system. So okay, this is the current level that it's on, and if it's on 4, for example, and we have level 5 set, what it would do is say, when let's say we're pumping it out on the front end, we would do a sort of a back end check saying, is current level equal to the greatest level allowed? If not, allow the user to respond, aka have a reply button. And when they do the response, we'd also do the same thing again, in that we would check is it actually possible, because obviously in the front end it might be, but the user might change something. So we would check to prevent it from adding it if it's on level 5, for example. But if it was on level 5, you wouldn't be able to see the response button. That's how you would generally do it. So we got current level. Is there anything else? The parent ID. Okay, there's parent ID, and I'm going to put post ID. And the post ID is what it is posted on. Parent ID will be the comment parent. So add another column. Post ID, parent ID, user ID, user ID, time posted, time posted, time edited, time edited, description, description, and finally current level. And this needs to be an int of 11. This needs to be a text. Needs to be an int of 11. 11, 11, 32, 32, 11, 11. 3 11s. Don't forget user ID though, so 11. Time is 32. So this is primary. Okay, if it's primary, it's unique by default. Anyway, I forgot about that. Unique. And for the time edited, there is a default value of 0. Save that. There can only be one auto column, and it must be defined as a key. Have I not defined this as a key? Only one auto column, okay. Okay, I'll click cancel, that's why. Okay, that worked. Third, I just want to compare the unique ID part. Okay. That's pretty decent actually. Should I... Okay, that's fine. What I'm thinking about is putting in some dummy data and then just printing it out on the front end just to sort of visualize how it would work. Okay, so let's try putting in some dummy data. So if we do insert, for the post ID, if I put 1, for the parent ID, actually, wife, it does not have a parent, which is more than possible. Can't remember where I can leave this as default or not. Well, I'll find out in a second. For this, for the user ID, I'm just going to put 56. You know what? Actually, I'm going to go to framework. Go to register. I'm going to type in for Han, not for a jam. I'm going to put in for a jam. Password I'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I click register, 1, 2, yeah, passwords don't appear again. Enter your email address, and this is going to be contact@contact.com. I'm not a robot. Register. Ooh. Oh. So apparently, problem right here seems to be something to do with our sort of when I was messing around with the path and the 2 variables and the prepend root. So that'll be in classes. I believe it said path line 26. Line 26 on path. So was it in the register page that's redirect? Actually, now what I'm gonna do is obviously that error needs to be fixed. Is just delete this, register again, so for jam, I'll do live for jam. Error not found in redirect line 26. Okay, let's see if that works now. For a jam, you've been registered. Please check your email for an activation email, you need to log in, right? Okay, that's on the home page. Okay, that's fine then. It was just because it was in the same namespace, but I probably could get around that by doing /sonar/ so it basically goes to the root namespace. So if I were to register again, go to users, just delete FreeJam, for example. So FreeJam 123456. Please enter my email address, contact. Okay, that's fine. Obviously I've just sent it to contact.com, which I don't have access to. I'm sure there is an actual email address. I'm just going to activate it myself. So that is activated now. So I should just be able to go to login for a jam. Yeah, I have now logged in, so I can change password, all of that good stuff. So let's go log back in. What I want to do now is have a look at what this user ID was. ID is 4. So what I'm going to do is plop that into the post, into the user ID. So as 4 for the post ID, I'm going to put 2. Doesn't really matter what it is. The parent ID, I'm just going to leave it blank. For the time posted, I really need to get a time posted epoch time okie dokie. So time edited, I'm gonna leave that blank for now for the description. This is a random post. Current level is 1, and if we were to click go, of course, it's not an incorrect integer value for column parent ID and time edited. Parent ID and time edited. Okay, so they can't be null values. Let me change that. Actually, it's the time parent ID. So I need to allow this to be null. Okie dokie. So now what we want to do in our code is actually print that stuff out. So if I'm just going to create a new page called public function commenting $this view home/commenting, and in here if I just create a new file, commenting.php, and in here we'll just put some blank text just to make sure it's actually working properly first. So commenting, this is localhost public commenting. Okay, so it's loading the right file. See how much time passed. So it's been 40 minutes. So good, so good. And what we want to do now is actually just iterate over what we're doing. and we'll print it. So how are we going to go about this? We have database methods. Where are we using them again? It's been a while since I used them. This really should be some class, and then you will call the appropriate method. And so we want to create a new file, commenting.php, and probably best going to copy and paste this into commenting.php. Okay, change this to comments. Comment. Okay, should we call commenting or comments? Call it commenting for now. I don't know if we'll need cookie in here. So let's copy that. So in the constructor, we're going to have some private variables. I'm going to have $level, $levels, max level, $max level equals 1 by default. You know what, I'm not gonna have a hash define like a config for this, or at least not for the max level, because you might have multiple commenting systems in your application. You might have one for your forum, your videos, you might have one for that, you might have one for whatever, and they might have different limitations. Like the blog one, for example, might really just be nested to, let's say, 2 types or 2 or 3, but for the forum system you might want to allow nesting up to 10, for example, something ridiculous. So max level equals 1, but what we're going to do should actually be called public. Our user is. We need to create a method. Actually, that really should be an underscore. So public function set max level $max level $this max underscore max level. That's where we've done it in here, where we've set stuff, equals $max level. Okay, that looks all good. I also need a getter, so public function get level $max level, return $this, not pound, $this underscore max level. Okay, I'm feeling quite tired now. I think I might honestly just leave the video. As it is, but I'm liking. I can see this taking shape now. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool indeed. Obviously, if I get max level, don't need to actually pass anything in. Get max nesting level. I think that's probably right. And in database, I'm going to change it to nesting level. So comments, nesting level. Sorry, oof, I was tired then. What was I on? I was checking the get max nesting level, current nesting level, current nested level. Current nested level. Should I put the default value as well? No, I think we should always have to define it. You should always have to define it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this video here. So this has been day 3. Yeah, I'll post the code. It's obviously not. It's not working at the moment. I don't know whether I really should be posting it. I won't post it at the moment because within about 15 hours I'm going to record another video anyway. I'll do it tomorrow morning because I didn't do it throughout the day today. So I was out lecturing, so I didn't get time to do it because I wasn't there. When I got back, did a few things. And yeah, sat in front of my computer to start doing this vlog. So yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to check out the GitHub page. Feel free to make contributions, and I'm really looking forward to this commenting system because we haven't done it yet, but I was finding the concept of doing one a bit daunting in my head. And now that I'm doing it, just breaking it up, putting it into a class, getting all the variables, the methods, that sort of stuff. It doesn't seem that bad. It seems pretty decent, and I think from there we'll be able to go into stuff like forums and blogs very, very easily. So okay, that was just my little thank you, or just my sort of analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog for PHP Web Framework.